Coming up on Rambler Report, a possible TikTok ban and Loyola's progress toward environmental sustainability.
Also, do you use headphones or earbuds? A recent study shares that the dangerous effects of using these daily. All of that and more on Rambler Report.
From the Convergence Studio in the Loyola School of Communication, this is Rambler Report.
We welcome you all to our final edition of Rambler Report. I'm Isabella Grosso.
And I'm William Bazone. The U.S. Senate has given final approval to a foreign aid package of $95.3 billion to be sent to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The bill states that $60.8 billion goes to Ukraine, $26.4 billion will be set aside for humanitarian aid in conflict zones in the Middle East, and $8.1 billion will be packaged for Taiwan. The same bill would force the sale of TikTok from its current owner ByteDance or completely ban it in the U.S. Reporter Bella Giudice is at Loyola's Water Tower campus with student reactions to the possible ban.
President Biden signed a bill into law Wednesday that gives TikTok's parent company ByteDance the choice of having its app banned or to sell its U.S.-based holdings.
I would dare argue that the way that regulation would be a better step, because there are bad actors all over the place, and it's not just TikTok, it's Meta, it's everyone else.
I agree with the decision. TikTok should be sold to someone who isn't China.
I feel like taking away like that brain rot from especially like younger kids nowadays might not be the worst thing, but I know people still love TikTok.
Well, the time for TikTok is tick-tocking away. TikTok is used by 170 million Americans, including 1/3 of young Americans who get their news from the app. It's no surprise that the possibility of a ban is divisive among Loyola students. From Rambler Report, I'm Bella Giudice.
Thanks, Bella. ByteDance have 9 months to make a sale to a company that the U.S. approves of, but they have said they will pursue legal action.
Trendy cafe chain Foxtrot has abruptly closed all of its locations this week, including 15 here in the city of Chicago. This decision is coming 5 months after they merged with upscale grocery store Dom's Kitchen Market to form Outfox Hospitality. According to Eater Chicago, Dom's goal was to open 15 stores in Chicago by 2025, and Foxtrot's aggressive expansion campaign into markets like Dallas, Austin, and Washington, D.C. put the company at almost $20 million into debt. The new company is likely planning to file for bankruptcy and may also face lawsuits from employees for improper notice of termination. Earth Day was this Monday, and students from different sustainability programs came together to celebrate the school's push towards carbon neutrality. Leslie Mraz has more.
Loyola held its annual Earth Day party this past Monday to celebrate and reflect on sustainability achievements this school year. A major accomplishment for Loyola has been the 2025 carbon neutrality plan that was implemented almost a decade ago. With just under a year left to keep their promise, students are optimistic.
I think Loyola is a great example for universities all around the world, and especially here in Chicago, being a major hub and calling ourselves kind of a symbol or a role model for sustainability, seeing that they live up to it is really good.
Loyola's plan is dependent on the reduction of what's called primary emissions, which are those from vehicles, heating, and energy use. Although Loyola's carbon footprint won't entirely be cut, the university will rely on carbon credits to make up for the difference.
And so, right, what's that mean? Well, we're not going to completely switch out all of our facilities off of natural gas, and we haven't electrified all of our vehicles, so we're not quite there yet. So we are looking at carbon credits, meaning we're supporting projects that either directly take carbon, things that are going to cause global warming, and destroy it, or capture it and sequester it, or potentially there's ways to avoid the other emissions of greenhouse gases.
With the nationwide increase in climate anxiety, students have built a sense of agency around taking action on campus.
So, I don't know, I know climate change is a really big and scary topic, but it just makes me feel so nice when I walk in here and I see my professors and I see my bosses and I see my fellow friends and classmates and peers, and everyone is working towards it.
Loyola's commitment to sustainability does not end with becoming carbon neutral. A new climate action plan is already in the works, and providing students with a solid sustainability education also plays a major role in following our Jesuit mission for social justice.
So really, I just encourage everybody to just take a moment, think a little bit about their own personal choices and impact.
Loyola is 70% complete with their goal. The university recently announced a partnership that would source 100% of their energy from the Double Black Diamond Solar Farm, the largest solar farm in Illinois. The deal is set to start on January 1st, 2025, and will solidify Loyola's status as a carbon-neutral campus. For Rambler Report, this is Leslie Medas.
Loyola is set to be carbon neutral by January. Following that, the university plans to get its energy from renewable sources by 2030.
Earlier this month, we reported on how the city is dealing with bird collisions. Reporter Alyssa Suarez updates us on the new city plan.
Chicago's newest sustainability plan causes uproar amongst bird advocates as the city fails to make bird-safe buildings. January's plan had optional guidelines and a point system which developers can receive for bird-friendly features. If a project earns enough points, the city deemed the project sustainably compliant. Bird advocates hope for mandatory guidelines and improvements or the abolishment of the point system. The updated plan released last Monday didn't change much. The guidelines are still optional, and the point system now has a goal of 100 points for projects to be approved. The project also adds that current projects are allowed to, quote, select either the 2017 or 2024 version for compliance. Despite the small change, bird advocates are not happy. The Chicago Bird Alliance released a statement shortly after, calling it shameful, adding peer cities outspace Chicago. The Department of Planning and Development is garnering feedback on the policy draft until May 15th through an online survey. The updated policy will be released on July 1st, while the final policy is expected to release on January 1st of next year.
Thanks, Alyssa. Bird Friendly Chicago is encouraging supporters and residents to respond to the survey or by emailing the city's Department of Planning and Development.
On Loyola's Lakeshore campus, buildings such as Dumbach Hall, Ann Coffrey, and Piper Hall Plaza have been experiencing several renovations throughout the school year. As Loyola prepares to brace for a new wave of projects this summer, one building is in jeopardy of creating an environmental obstacle for our flying friends in the sky. Reporter Lucas Kim has the story.
Construction is underway in front of Sullivan Center to build a new geothermal well to reduce fossil fuel emissions around campus. In February, Loyola hosted a town hall meeting for staff and administrators to discuss upcoming projects to modernize campus. 10 buildings are set for new updates, including complete demolition of Milady Theater and Centennial Forum in Mertz Hall. However, Loyola professor Ruben Keller has revealed to reporter Alyssa Suarez that another building is in talks of being demolished.
But I believe that one of the possibilities is that they will take down Sullivan and put a new science building there.
A petition began in February to save the Sullivan Center and its library archive, rumored to have over 300,000 books in the basement of the building. Loyola has no concrete plan of what to do if they remove the books, according to the petition website. I tried gaining access to the basement, but it's off limits to the public. Even my student ID didn't work. With so much construction happening on campus, some are concerned about how wildlife will respond to these new additions. Student Operation for Avian Relief, SOAR, is a project founded by Keller and run by students that collect the bodies of birds that crash into windows along the lakefront. He urges the university to reconsider replacing Sullivan to prevent more bird deaths.
But I hope that the university thinks very carefully about how that can be achieved while also making it bird safe. It has amazing potential to act as a bird killing machine.
Loyola senior Caroline Wigan has worked in Sullivan with the Student Accessibility Center and front desk since her sophomore year.
There's so many different offices and university services that are offered in Sullivan that I don't see how it's possible for that many offices and that many people to be displaced elsewhere on campus.
She believes Loyola is going against their morals if they decide to build a new lakefront building.
The carbon footprint alone of knocking down that building and then creating a whole new one is really problematic for a university that claims to value environmental sustainability.
Construction on campus will continue through the 2024-2025 school year. For Rambler Report, I'm Lucas Kim.
We've reached out to the university to comment on the situation and the future of Sullivan Center, but they did not get back to us. Still to come, Loyola's club volleyball team has had to continue run of success, and we'll hear from the tournament's MVP.
And with finals around the corner, we have an inside look at the resources Loyola is providing for its students to de-stress.
mission of Aon's Farm is to rescue animals and educate through their stories. Now, we want to reach as many kids as we can through the animal stories, through their friendships, to show that they're like us. Back to when I was a kid, I was obsessed with animals and would have died to be taken to a show like this. Take a look at him. First of all, you'll notice that he's got sharp claws because he's climbing up on me and they're so sharp. I think this farm is different from other educational farms or places around because we're not like a petting zoo. It's a hands-on science class, which you're not getting in a petting zoo type environment. My dream was to work with children and animals, and I was able to make that dream come true. And I want that for all these kids. I want their dreams to come true too.
Aon's Farm. Rescue, sanctuary, advocacy. To find out more about Aon's Farm and how to schedule a visit, go to aaronsfarm.net or connect on Facebook at Aon's Farm 1.
The first round of the NFL Draft starts tonight in Philadelphia at 7 p.m. Central Time, and your Chicago Bears have the first overall pick. Many analysts have speculated that they will select the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner quarterback Caleb Williams from the University of Southern California.
Well, we'll see what happens in the draft there, but over the weekend, Loyola's men's club volleyball team defeated the University of Wisconsin-Madison to become national champions at the National Club Volleyball Tournament in Kansas City. This is the team's second year as national champions, but their first in Division I. Captain and President Jack Jeddick was awarded MVP by the conference.
Winning MVP was and still is so surreal. It was the most affirming thing in my life. Being recognized on a national stage for my talents and passion was something that was second to none.
Club volleyball will resume their season next fall. Loyola's men's volleyball team is heading to the offseason as well after a 4-set loss in the MIVA quarterfinals to Ohio State in Muncie last Thursday. The Ramblers finished this season ranked 11th nationally with a 19-10 record, and junior outside hitter Parker Van Buren was named as the MIVA Player of the Year.
As we approach the end of the semester, the health and well-being of students is at the forefront of our minds. This week, we are bringing you 3 health-related stories, starting with Loyola's therapy dog, Ashler. Many students on campus have found support from our 4-legged friend who's always ready to help. And Rambler Report's Colin Hart has joined some of them this week.
Damon is buzzing with activity as finals week of Loyola's spring 2024 semester approaches. Ashler's calm demeanor and warm smile have been soothing Loyola students since 2018.
Petting Ashler really helps because it gets me excited, and he is a therapy dog, and it does help to just be around animals.
The 8-year-old Great Pyrenees mix is the third canine to serve as a therapy dog for the Loyola community. Ashler has more frequent office hours than most professors, hosting 4 Ask Ashler sessions per week to meet with students. His on-campus caretakers include his owner, Wellness Center Director of Counseling Dr. David DeBoer, who says Ashler offers more than just his friendly appearance.
We know that just being around animals and particularly pets actually has physiological calming effects on people. People's blood pressure literally goes down when they spend time in the presence of their pet.
This school year, Ashler holds his visitation hours at 11 a.m. each Wednesday here in Damon. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can find him at the same time in the IC, and at 1 p.m. on Fridays in Sullivan. Besides that, Ashler also spends time at the Wellness Center on Lakeshore campus.
I just find him really cute, so I just like seeing him because he's so cute and makes me happier.
Ashler is just one part of the Wellness Center's holistic approach that lives up to the Jesuit ideal of cura personalis, or care for the whole person. The Wellness Center offers other mental health services like therapy, as well as physical health care and testing. But among these services, Ashler stands out as Loyola's goodest boy.
If you're feeling stressed out about certain things, having a time with Ashler helps. Yeah.
Whether you're looking for relief from the stress of finals or just want to relax during the middle of the semester, Ashler is here for you. For Rambler Report, I'm Colin Hart.
If you can't get enough of Ashler, you'll be glad to know he's also active on Instagram at Ashler the Therapy Dog.
Well, let me tell you, Isabella, that's just one celebrity here at Loyola that I've yet to meet, but I probably should before I leave here. Every day, thousands of people use headphones and earbuds, but what about the health risks? Reporter Alyssa Suarez is at the Loyola Water Tower campus to see how much Ramblers are exposed to them.
A new study by the American Osteopathic Association reveals that 1 in 5 teens and young adults will experience hearing loss from headphones. But how much exposure is too much? I asked the Loyola community about their headphone usage.
I have one pair of AirPod Maxes, like the headphones, and then one pair of AirPod Pros, like the earbuds.
I own these ones. I have my AirPod Pros, like the little earbud ones, and then I have ones for like when I'm at home at my desk.
How loud do you usually listen to?
Probably like near max.
Unless I'm with someone, if I'm alone, I have them pretty loud.
Are you worried about like potential hearing loss or like ear damage?
No, I don't really think about it at all. My mom tells me all that stuff. I would say that's one of the reasons why I don't wear them all the time.
I try not to think about it that much, but I do sometimes get the like notification on my phone, your music's too loud.
My dad's like a supporter of me, obviously like in opposition to me using it too much, especially when you're trying to go to sleep with on. It's part of my day-to-day life now. Like I wear them when I'm walking around, going to class and stuff, so it's just kind of hard to get rid of it.
The World Health Organization recommends keeping daily headphone listening to 1 hour or less and the volume below 70 decibels. For Rambler Report, I'm Alyssa Suarez.
Thanks, Alyssa. She also mentions the World Health Organization recommends using earplugs to protect yourselves in concerts during this festival season.
While it may be a hassle, it's important to remember to wear your sunscreen. Megan Walsh asks her mom and our very own William Bazone about their experiences with skin cancer.
Summer is approaching and it's important to remember to wear your sunscreen, even on cloudy days like this.
I do not wear sunscreen. It's kind of a hassle and I don't like the feeling of like creams and sprays on my skin.
They looked at my skin and they're like, oh, there's this mole that kind of looks a little unusual. So they did a little biopsy of it, and it wasn't like skin cancer or anything serious like that. They were like, it's precancerous, we want it to be removed.
My daughter had her scare finding moles and such. So with the moles, you want to look for any changes of color, of shape, of the diameter, anything like that can be a potential bad things.
Even something as small as this can protect your skin from the sun.
Just if you find something that seems off, it's good to get checked by a dermatologist. I've had several former students who've had skin cancer, starting even in students that were in high school.
And I'm really thankful because, you know, if I didn't get that checked out, it could lead to something worse.
Remember to stay safe and wear that sunscreen. For Rambler Report, I'm Megan Walsh.
Thanks, Megan. If you see something on your skin, say something to a dermatologist.
With the weather finally warming up in Chicago, it means flowers will start blooming throughout the city. Here's Natalie King with some of the best places to see flowers in Chicago this spring.
It finally feels like spring in Chicago, and there's no better way to celebrate than to visit some of the best places to see flowers throughout the city. One of these locations is the Lincoln Park Conservatory, where admission is free for all guests.
I'm here at the Lincoln Park Conservatory, which showcases flowers from around the world and offers an escape to nature in the heart of the city.
The conservatory offers 4 display rooms: the Palm House, Orchid Room, Fern Room, and Show House. The conservatory also has its Sweet Gnome Chicago show on display through May 12th, where 300 gnomes are showcased throughout each room, bringing Chicagoans a perfect family outing.
I'm loving these hydrangeas. They're so beautiful and they're like a little burst of spring.
Same, because we have these in our yard and I can't wait till they get this big.
Downtown Chicago is also filled with spring blooms with the magnificent Mile tulips. Thousands of brightly colored tulips are growing along Michigan Avenue.
Ramblers don't actually have to leave campus to see tulips. A bright display of these flowers is growing right here on Loyola's Lakeshore campus, bringing students an escape from schoolwork.
Flowers are making me happy because it means it's getting warmer and summer's almost here, and then school's gonna be out, and they're making finals a lot less stressful seeing them when I walk around campus.
From Denobli to Damon, flowers can be seen blooming all across campus right now. For Rambler Report, I'm Natalie King.
Thank you, Natalie. The peak time to see flowers blooming in Chicago will last from late April through early May. And with that, that wraps up our final edition of the Rambler Report.
Be sure to stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on Instagram and TikTok at Rambler Report LUC.
On behalf of our entire staff here from the Water Tower campus, I'm William Pizzone.
And I'm Isabella Grosso.
Have a safe and happy summer, Ramblers, and we'll leave you with some beautiful flowers starting to bloom up here in Chicago.
Okay.